Hi, it's me again, bringing the negative energy and fostering a toxic comment section one video at a time. Though I may have hung up my coat when it comes to reviewing Rex Viper's live performances, I'm still very much interested in their green screen generated trash, aka their music videos. Surprisingly though, they're not all green screen trash, and what's more, the original 4 Rex Viper songs we got in 2020 have been remastered, and even the videos themselves got a makeover. Well, I've been dying to know what changes have been made to the 4 original masterpieces that introduce us all to the magic that is Rex Viper. Tonight we'll be taking a look at Mighty Wings and Hadouken, Nintendo Power of Love, Eye of the Tiger Electronic, and Hearts on Fire. Stick around, it's Dancing with Ghosts. Alright, let's get this out of the way. So Rex Viper was created by James Rolfe, who's better known as the Angry Video Game Nerd, back in 2020 during the pandemic, and it's billed as workout music for nerds, but it's all basically just 80s pop rock songs that are mashed up with video game soundtracks. Okay, we got all that shit out of the way for the 2% of people who would click on this without knowing who Rex Viper is. Good. Anyway, like most bands, the original lineup usually never makes the final draft, and Rex Viper is no different. Rex Viper's first lineup from the original 4 videos consisted of a bunch of dorky dads and 2 employees from Screenwave. You know, the company that quietly absorbed Cinemassacre and gave certain various subreddits hundreds of memes for years to come. Yeah, that one. So you had employee number 1, Caveman Kieran, on keytar. A lot of C sounds there. The first problem with that being is that Kieran didn't know the first thing about playing the keyboard, let alone any instrument for that matter, and was basically forced into Rex Viper like an 8-year-old at a Sears portrait studio who's being forced into a family photo. Bandmate number 2 from the Screenwave crew was a man by the name of Lusty Jesse Silverman. I felt like I was about to start rapping just then for some reason. You may have seen Justin's corpulent head on one of my shirts a time or two in some of my past videos. Justy is easily the most valuable player in Rex Viper, and him getting kicked out left a massive dump truck-sized hole in the band. Everyone started out hating this man, but now we all collectively pour one out for our dead homie Justin and all of his contributions to Rex Viper. Okay, I might have gotten a little carried away when writing this script. He's not dead, and he didn't actually contribute anything to Rex Viper whatsoever. He just kind of stood there with his ill-fitting battle jacket, most likely farting a great deal. Point being, Justy and Kieran were out and Slash's son was in. Sorry if that was too much backstory, but it's important for later because I'm about to reveal some shit that's probably going to upset a lot of people. Alright, let's start with Eye of the Tiger Electronic. This cheesy-ass banger combines Eye of the Tiger, a song nobody is tired of hearing, with Wily's castle theme from Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2! Wow! What an original soundtrack! Nobody's ever thought to go that route before. How original. Now musically, the new mixes sound significantly better than the originals, just in the sense that the drums are punchier, the rhythm guitars are fatter, the bass guitar is fuzzier, and the vocals are beefier. Rising up, back on the rising up, back on the street. Get my time, take my chances. With all that being said, however, they really didn't re-record much. Certain things were added, like Dino's keyboard parts and replacing the electronic drums for real ones, but if you listen to the vocals, lead guitar, and rhythm guitar, it's pretty obvious they just went back and added different effects to the original takes. My band did this recently with a song we have called Obsidian Blood. I'm not as good at mixing and mastering as a dedicated studio engineer, so I took my original recordings, which we call stems, and I sent them over to an actual engineer who just cleaned it up and made it sound bigger. This is essentially exactly what Rex Viper did for the most part, and honestly, I don't think British James, that's the singer by the way, I don't think he could redo a lot of these songs even if he wanted to. He has done a fantastical job of singing outside of his range and blowing out his vocals worse than your mom in 9. Gosh, this channel has gotten crass and lowbrow. What the hell is my problem? Now let's talk about the video. For a majority of these remasters, they kept a lot of the same footage of the original members, which is proof that they didn't actually re-record much because the performances sync up perfectly with the originals, right down to British James' gesticulations and head movements. Of the tiger. Of the tiger. But the main and most heartbreaking difference in all of these are Where is musty, lusty, and sometimes crusty Justy Silverman? That cracker has been edited out of nearly everything, from his chubby likeness on the Tiger Electronic screen to the illustration around the screen, and most importantly, Justin's on-screen performances where he expended all of his passion and talent. Since the lineup is solidified now, James had to patch in the new keyboardist, and since the drummer is now using a real kit instead of those cheesy electronic drums, he had to generate a new performance from him as well. Everyone else's performance from 5 years prior remained exactly the same though, because, I mean, look, they put way too much work into that green screen slop. Of course they're going to recycle it. Up next, we have Nintendo Power of Love. As far as the mix goes, it's the same scenario as the first song. So everything I said about that one, as far as improvements go, are the same with this song and all the other ones going forward. With that being said, this was the first song that I actively noticed Justin's vocals were missing.
Hey, don't need money, don't take fame, don't need no credit cards, right this stream. Don't need money, don't take fame, don't need no credit cards, right this stream.
Only after comparing these songs side by side did I actually even notice Justin's vocals were ever in these songs to begin with. I just always thought they were buried so low in the mix that they were inaudible, but no, they're definitely there, and they definitely do clash with British James at several points.
Guys walking back and forth with a glass pane. My morning walls are coming, which is cruel sometimes. Guys walking back and forth with a glass pane. My morning walls are coming, which is cruel sometimes. But I need to pick up.
I will never understand why this guy just had to be involved. Like, this is just like the classic case of the manager who starts to think that they are just as important as the actual famous person is, when in reality, nobody knows or cares who this person is, and just them being there causes more confusion than anything else. I mean, if he played an instrument, that would be one thing, but he just kind of sang along with the more marginally talented British James. I know I'm sounding bipolar right now because I just got done praising Justy, and now I'm bashing him, and that's just the kind of relationship I have with the man. It's a love-hate from second to second. In the original video for this song, they were doing that whole isolated pandemic footage thing, but now in this video they decided to go with a boring ass in-studio performance, which honestly looks like it was shot on an iPhone. I don't understand why James Rolfe couldn't have slapped a filter or something over this to make it look more cinematic or grungy or something. Honestly, I think the original isolated performances were actually more interesting visually. At least there was a bunch of different stuff going on for your eyeballs to look at and not just some dudes at a practice space. Aside from all that though, they pretty much kept all the other shit from the original video. All game clips and James clips have remained safely intact. Next, we have Mighty Wings and Hadoukens. Hadoukens! Their original video for this song was so similar to their other pandemic-era videos with all the isolation shots and video game footage that it really didn't stand out from the rest of the crap they were putting out at the time. So I can see why they'd want to do something different for this new remastered 2025 version. But man, talk about like lack of consistency in the branding here. The new Mighty Wings is shot with a way more cinematic looking camera and seems to be the highest effort video they've done yet. This was shot on location outside of some kind of Air Force base looking thing and probably took an entire day to get all of the shots. I don't know, when you juxtapose this
You never run, you're a winner.
to this, it's just so inconsistent, and it's not even like it's an artistic choice. James just kind of puts out whatever footage he has, quality be damned. But hey, what do I know? According to the comments, I'm just some loser who lives in my mom's basement. We don't really have basements in Florida, by the way, so yeah. Interestingly enough, I like the original I'm on the Mighty Wings chorus. I like that one better in the original rather than the remaster, because the OG version, they have like this gang vocal thing going on, which sounds better for that part rather than the remaster, which has more of a singular voice.
I'm on your mighty wings tonight. Hadouken's blaze like fireflies. I'm on your mighty wings tonight. Hadouken's blaze like fire.
I guess guess Justin wasn't always completely useless, if that was even him doing backups, I don't know. Since this was a completely new music video and syncing up with the old video wasn't going to be a concern, I believe British James did a new performance vocally, since on the original he does the dainty little falsetto melody. And on the new mix, he does the throat-destroying yell-sing melody. They cut in footage from one of their live shows, which, again, couldn't they have color-treated this in some way to like make it look grittier or artful? Instead, it just looks like a doctored iPhone clip. It kind of drives me crazy how blatantly they don't even try to have cables coming out of their instruments, especially the keyboard. I mean, we all know music videos are pantomimed at this point, but geez, at least try to make it look like it might have been more realistic than it actually was. But instead, the keyboard looks like a cheap plastic toy. And what's up? Why is the drummer playing a fucking rock? Why could you not get drums set up in the scene? I get that this is probably like a running joke within the band. I'm sure to them, the drummer playing his parts on a rock was fucking hilarious, but it just looks stupid to me. Like, you've already established the semi-legitimate looking video for probably the first time ever, and your drummer is playing a rock. Just in case I almost took you seriously, you made sure to put a stop to that, Mr. Rex Viper. The final masterpiece from the before times is Hearts on Fire. There's not really any kind of mashup with this song, it's just a straight up cover of the song made famous from the Rocky movie franchise. Once again, this song benefits from the new mix and makes the old mix sound like it was being played out of a cell phone speaker by comparison. Much like the previous videos, James patches in the drummer and keyboardist into the green screen garbage, simultaneously replacing our beloved Justy. But wait! He wasn't even in the original, except for this epic part that I think the world has come to know and love from Mr. Justy.
Fire, strong desire, rages deep within.
But in Rex Viper 2.0, poor Justy got the boot in favor of a Dino fade-in.
Hearts on fire, strong desire, rages.
Whatever. Basically, at this point, all the other criticisms and compliments kind of fold in on each other from the previous videos. The mix is better, all of the parts are the same except the drums and keyboards. Most of the visuals from the first video are reused here, Justin has been removed, etc. So to answer the question that was posed in the title of this video, does Rex Viper suck less now? The answer is no. They suck the exact same amount as always because these are goofy ass songs. The singer does not have the vocal range to hit most of these notes, and overall the band isn't doing anything different that hasn't already been done by many other bands before that probably did it better but didn't have an E-celeb on rhythm guitar. Anyway, this concludes Volume 1 of my deep dive into Rex Viper's new music videos. In Volume 2, I will be examining all of the new Rex Viper videos that have only been seen as of this year. You might have already watched them all, but I haven't. Well, except the first two that I already did a video on, but whatever! I'll have to weigh in and find out, see what's going on with them. Until next time, have a good rest of your night.